Excellent. So I muted myself here. I'm gonna mute you on Zoom as well. Good. So we're good to go. So how
Why
are
am I
you?
not moving? I'm great, but I'm not seeing myself moving. It looks like I'm stuck. Are you seeing me moving?
Yes, I'm seeing you moving great.
Okay. All right. But for me, it's stuck, and I don't know why it's doing this to me, but that is okay.
All right. So I welcome you, and I want you to tell the people who you are. Who are you? Who are you?
Oh, oh my gosh, I'm so rarely on the other end of this. Thank you so much, Dr. Tamu, for giving me this opportunity to talk to your audience and to talk to you about my favorite topic, which is Instagram for business.
Yes.
My name is Devonne Adanna, and I'm the CEO of Hello Tobago, but on Instagram, I am ht.biz island, right? And on this island, we talk about Instagram for business, right? Especially for Caribbean businesses. So, and if I was to say who I was, I mean, just that. I'm just like a lover of business. I'm a mommy. I'm somebody who just really wants to help women get better at doing the things that we all want to get better at doing, right? But specifically businesswomen, and helping them understand how to manage Instagram for business so that it does what we want it to do instead of it running us around and making us do what it wants us to do, right? But yes.
All right. Well, I said that she was from Tobago, and it's not often that we really engage, at least us in the Eastern Caribbean, with entrepreneurs from that part down south, right? Now, do you find that with your followership, because you have a large followership, so have you found with your followership that you have a lot of people from outside that southern part of the Caribbean?
I find that I do. And I think sometimes it's all in how you engage, how you reach out, right? So I've always, initially, it was a Hello Tobago and a very Tobago specific thing. But then what happened is I started getting people from other parts of the Caribbean and they would ask me questions. And I was like, you know what? I want this to reflect the audience that we have. And I want it to reflect the kinds of people that it's Caribbean women. And we find ourselves on these small islands, small populations. And you know how that could be. It's very homogeneous. We have a lot of the same ideas about, it's like, well, small island life, but, lack of a better word. So we always like somebody watching me, rather, a post and somebody going to say, have something to say about what I post. I can't post that because people are not going to understand. So I understand what it means to be a businesswoman on a small island, on a small population, and trying to really make it with your business, especially using social media. So I've found that I get a lot of people who are from Barbados, I get people who are from Grenada, and then when you came in from St. Kitts Nevis, and so I do find that it's becoming a more diverse, and I just love it because, truth be told, one of the reasons that I actually went to university in the States, and that was one of the things that I so felt I missed, like by not going to UE, right? That I didn't have this opportunity to access my Caribbean neighborhood, and it was one of the things that I've always kind of, been like, I really always wanted it, I've always craving it. And so it's just a reflection of me and what I feel I need, and I engage just the same way. I'm always like, hey, from Barbados, come on, hey, come, even though historically, just like you said, it hasn't been that way. Trinidad and Tobago usually seen as some kind of something out, so and really not a part. And so I feel for me it's always about bridging that gap.
Now you speak about college and so on, but you do have an interesting background. Could you tell them what your actual profession is?
So truth be told, my actual profession, right? I am an attorney at law. Yes, people, I'm an attorney at law. If you could believe that, right? I'm an attorney at law by profession, but my passion is just Instagram for business. It's entrepreneurship. It's women in business. It's Caribbean business. I just can't stay away. No matter how much you tell me, put on that and go, and I just cannot stay away from it. So that is how I created this platform to feed that love and nurture that love I have for business.
Well,
So, yeah.
that's a huge deal, Devonne. Devonne, tell people to share and like, and everybody here share
Oh
and
yeah.
like, and
Listen.
yes, right?
If you all are definitely, you all know how this works. You all know that there's a little triangle right there in the corner. And if you all don't send this to your people, then we know that all you don't care about them, because sharing is caring, okay? And we're going to be dropping some knowledge bombs inside here today. So you want to make sure that you're sharing with your people so that they will be like, oh my God, she loved me, boy. She's my real good friend. She sent me this thing. I know she knew that I was struggling with Instagram for business, and she sent me this live. Let them know that you care. So make sure that you are sharing this with all your peoples. If you're watching it on the replay, thank you so much for watching on the replay, and make sure that you share it with at least 3, 10, 80, 1,000 people. Yes, share it with all of them.
All right. Now, I want to talk about, what do you feel about the appetite for marketing on Instagram among us in the Caribbean?
I know that people think that, so many would say it's not a lot. I've tried Facebook ads, I've tried Instagram ads, and it doesn't work, right? Or I've tried creating the content for Instagram and it doesn't work. And I invite you to see it a little differently. If you have those feelings about it, it's not that it didn't work. It works. It works for small populations. It works for big populations. I mean, you're talking about a tool that was essentially used to rig the U.S. Elections.
Yeah.
So if it could work for that, it could work for for us here. The issue is just that we don't approach it with a strategy and a plan, right? So Hello Tobago was just a concept in my head. Biz Island was just a concept in my head until it became something that came out, until I took the platform and it became something for me and for the people that I use it for, right? Just give me 1 minute, please.
Sure. So, like she was saying, strategy is everything. You know that I am Dr. Tamu Brown, if you're just joining, founder of Innovative Education and Training Solutions and Coaching by Tamu. And I'm always talking about strategy, because a lot of times we are doing a lot of things, but we are not doing them in alignment with any strategy. So strategy is important. And I know for me, Instagram is a challenge. And so I was telling her before we joined, I'm getting somebody to do that posting and figuring stuff out for me as I build my team. Now, in terms of strategizing and people maybe really just not knowing what to do, what would you say would be the most important thing? I know that's hard, right? The most important thing that an entrepreneur needs to master if they're going to be good at Instagram marketing.
The answer may surprise many of you, and let me first apologize. I know we live in the Caribbean. Somebody always stopping by and saying good afternoon. I have some mango for you. So let me just apologize for that. But if there was, it's going to actually surprise you. I would say the thing to master is yourself and your mind. Oh my goodness. Listen, I know that we are like usually like, I need to master hashtags, I need to master stories, No, what you need to master is this, right? Here's why you need to master that. The body can do nothing unless the mind first tells it to do it, right? And so even the strategy you come up with, it comes up here first. You are going to come up with so much doubt because you're gonna say, people in engagement me post this thing don't work. Me tanti, me nenen, me so and so saying, talking about how I always posting every minute instead of doing. You're going to come up on so many obstacles that if this not strong, if you have not mastered self, it's gonna be really hard. And I'm talking about what? I'm talking about being self-motivated. You're gonna not want to post. You're not gonna. So here where you're going to tell yourself, you're gonna say, maybe I should start looking at other pages to get inspiration. You're going look on other pages to get the inspiration, and guess what? Where you end up? Not posting because you're like, what is a nice post? Oh, you're going down somebody else's rabbit hole and you're there for hours and you're in do what you're supposed to do. You have not mastered self, right? You don't have the self-motivation. You don't need to go on them pages to get motivated. Your motivation needs to be fixed right here, right now, right? The second thing is self-control. Have the self-control to not go down that rabbit hole, to not say, let me see what other people doing. To self-control, to stick to the strategy that you have created. Your strategy requires you to post, to create the post, to do things after the post. Have the self-control to stick to the plan, right? And then the third thing is self-discipline. To wake up every day when you don't want to do it and you hate it, and I don't want to do this, and do what it is that you need to do in order to put your business in front of the many people that you need to buy. Well, this is a numbers game. So if you want to get 10 people to buy, you want to put it in front of about 1,000, right? And so the only way to do that is by posting, by engaging, by talking in the DMs. This thing is just like anything else. You have to put in the work. And so master yourself first, and I'm telling you, it's going to be so much easier to implement and master the other things that go with it.
Well, that's exciting because I do coaching programs, and one of the first things that we always talk about, especially in those programs where I'm working with women to scale up, I call it the mogul mindset, because you are right. Everything begins in the mind, and if you cannot see yourself as ultra successful, the best in your niche, etc., then it can just really never happen. So if you agree with what we're saying, show us some love, give us some hearts. Don't forget to share with your people, all right?
Exactly. I need to share with 10 more people. Let me go again.
Go ahead. You share. I'm gonna apologize to my Facebook Live people. We're trying to hack it. It ain't work, okay? So we'll have to send you the replay.
No.
Now, speaking of discipline and getting up and making sure you're putting in the work, how are you managing as a mother, a wife, and what advice do you have for all of us women who are struggling to keep it all together and still follow our dreams?
Right. So I am a big lover of the strategy and the system. So there is no secret to success. What there is a system for success, right? And a lot of it is training ourselves to be disciplined to the system. And so for me, that's the more important thing. The idea I want to achieve. I want to be able to post 3 times a day. Of course, your objectives have to be smart, measurable, specific. You have to, don't just say, I want to get to 10,000 followers on Instagram. Sounds like a good idea, right?
It does.
How we going to break? Sounds like a good idea. But we have to break that down into, okay, 10,000 followers is also 10,000 one person follower, right? So how do I get one person? How do I get a second person? How do I get a third person? How do I get a fourth person? So this is just the incremental steps in between. So as a mommy, what I've found that works a lot is like kind of a lot in the time and saying to myself, okay, I know I'm trying to get to this specific goal. I know that I have to try and get at least 3 followers to follow me today. If that is the case, what do I need to do in order to get those 3 followers to follow me? It's probably that I need to ask about 10 people to follow me today,
Oh.
right? Just to get it through. I always try to break things down to the number and think to myself, if I want 5% of that number, so if I want 100, if I want 5 people,
Right.
I need to ask 100, right? Because I need to get 5% of those.
Oh.
I might get 30 people to follow me,
Mm-hmm.
but hitting a particular number is what I'm looking to do. So I do my posts, I ask people to follow me. I go in my stories, I ask people to follow me. You understand? So you have to constantly be thinking to yourself, I have a goal to hit. I need to get to 5 followers today so that I could get to this 10,000 follower mark, right? And I need to keep putting in the work to do those things. And so breaking down this thing into the most minuscule of detail, which is one person I'm trying to get to follow me, then I need to think, because if I get one person over the next 10,000 days, then I get to 10,000, right? But if I could get to 10,000 faster, if I ramp up my efforts in what I'm doing to get the one. You understand? So for me, that has really helped in kind of reshaping my vision in terms of the numbers and what action I could take in order to get that.
Well, you really did talk about strategy, and that is a strategy and a system. That's 2 S's there, because it shows how you have to think in terms of an equation in order to get the conversions, and not just put your content out there like bam, 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 and say, Lord, I hope 5 people follow me.
Yes.
That's what I was doing, girl.
No. Lick it.
All right. Well, that's why you're here. And if you're just joining us, this is Tamu, you know me, and I have the founder of Hello Tobago, which on Instagram is, tell us.
ht.bizisland.
ht.bizisland. I see Gomaya, Patrice is here. Hi, OM Bruce Photography. I saw that some of my coaches are on, like Sasha the Artist. I see Team SCAN Inc. is on. Thank you for joining us. Now, you spoke about this, follower number, and we all think that's the gold standard, right? All of these followers. If you have, you see that, tell me you want licks for truth. Girl, hi, Yafine. I always call Yafine, but Yafine is the brand. Anna is her name. Hey, Anna. And the truth is, I am always saying to swim in your lake of genius. This is not my lake of genius, so that's why I brought a genius to teach us how to swim in the lake, right? Because
I love it.
It's not. I have my genius and I got my lake, and this isn't one. All right, okay.
Yes.
Now you think about the number of followers as your gold standard, because obviously the more people you have engaged with your brand online on Instagram, the more people you have to sell to, and the likelihood that you'll meet your goals, etc. But is numbers, is that the most important key performance indicator or benchmark? What is it? Enlighten us.
Olia, please, I beg Olia. Following Vanity Metrics is going to take you into the poorhouse, okay?
Ooh, Vanity Metrics, that's the term, girl.
Yes. Let me break that down for you all, okay? So Vanity Metrics. Let me talk about Vanity Metrics. To me, this is how I assess it. Vanity Metrics are those metrics that basically take our eye as business owners off the ball. These are things like your follower count. These are things like how many people like the post. These are things like how many people commented under the post. In our minds, we think to ourselves, oh, but this is going to tell me how many people are interested in my product.
Right.
No. All that tells you is how many people's attention you were able to attract with that piece of content.
Okay.
A way better indicator is sales. Stop focusing on those. The only number that we as business, so remember, we get in business for a reason. We get in business to make money, right? To serve our audience, and in remuneration, get money, right? And so therefore, people are gonna say, oh my God, that's so selfish, that's so horrible, how you could only study money. You have to only study money because there's a cost of doing business. There's a cost of choosing to create content for your Instagram page over doing something else in your business, right? So we always have to be thinking about, okay, I'm putting up this one post. Yeah, all them people like it. Yeah, all them people excited about it. But how many people purchasing as a result of this post? And I think a lot of us get into a kind of trap or a kind of cycle where we like, well, I know I need to post on Instagram every day, so I just post it, and then at a later time, I'll deal with the strategy to figure out how to make the money on it. No. Forget, and what you mean? Forget that whole idea about 10,000 followers. If you cannot sell with 100 followers, then don't even bother going by the 10,000 because it's going to be a disaster. There are so many influencers and brands out here who will tell you about how they have millions of followers. I don't know if you all are familiar with this guy, Blame It on Quay or something like that. He does be doing all little skits and stuff like that. He had how much followers on Instagram here. And he was like, I'm telling you all, I was broke. He's like, if you're listening, ouch, that I was creating this content on. He said, I had all these followers and I had no idea how to monetize it and how to make money from it, right? So y'all, it is so key and so important that you understand that the only metric that you are caring about is the money. And I'm telling you now, brands are even more excited to work with people with smaller, engaged following that they know sell. Because one of the questions they'll ask you is, okay, you have 2,000 followers and I'm excited by that, but how many people purchase from you? How many people are buying when you put out content, right? And so you have to get your brand to that positioning. So you have to reconfigure your mind and say, hey, I need to get out of this likes thing. This likes thing and all of them thing there is for your personal page. Your personal page where you're like, oh, I want these people to like this and I want them to like this. You don't care about the likes. What you care about is that Sally, who is your ideal customer, check out the content. She ain't like or think nothing, but she send you a DM and say, hey, I saw you pop a post about blah, blah, blah. I would love to purchase that blah 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 from you, right? So I would say here are some 3 tips that I would give you in terms of how to reposition and refocus your page, right? The first thing I would say is, listen to me. Sit down and spend time identifying who this ideal person is. And here's what, when I say ideal person, I'm talking about what do they like? Do they watch Love and Hip Hop? Are they following Beyonce on Instagram? What are the kind of interests that they have? Don't think topical. Don't think just like, well, she's a woman.
Right. Not just the demographics, right? Not just the demographics. Yeah.
That's right. Get deeper into their psychographics. Like, who are they, right? What kind of person is she? Is she a person who like makeup? Does she like movies? What is she like, right? And one of the easiest ways I tell clients on how to do this, a little Tamu twisting my arm here to give a little good stuff, But I gotta do it. Don't worry, I gotta be myself and do it. But one of the ways that you could do this is any big name person that you could think about. Like a lot of you, let me tell you what to do. Go to Beyonce page, right? And see how many followers they have in common with some of these big names. Spice, right? Those big artists and see how many of them you have in common with these people. If it's Celine Dion, whoever it is, find out, because that is a great indicator of who your ideal person is, what she's interested in. It means that you might want to post content that is about Celine Dion or that is about Rihanna, right? Because you are using this page to catch attention. Don't use this page as the sale. This is not what he said. So that's my number 2. Forget trying to use this as the sale. You want to use this to capture attention, right? So how can you capture attention? And if you know that your chick or your follower or whoever is already into chronics or whatever, then you need to put up a little snippet with chronic, a little video. Video is going to be performing better on Instagram anyway, right? Put up a little video with chronics and capture their attention, and then in the caption, use the caption to tell them, hey, tap the link in the bio to become part of my group. which is what I would say is number 3. The third thing is train your people to tap the link in the bio. Understand, Instagram greedy. They only allow us one opportunity to get off this platform, right? They want us to spend years on this platform. If we could have spent my whole life on this platform, that is what Instagram would want. But in order for us to make the sale, especially as Caribbean business owners, because we can't allow them to shop and do all them things there on the Instagram itself. So we need to take them out somewhere, because guess what? It is too loud and too noisy on this platform for you to be saying, I have this thing for sale, buy it please. No, too loud. People could be like, what? I'm not here. You don't want that, right? So you have to take them somewhere. So my third thing would be train your people to tap the link in the bio. I know you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, but the bio, I don't have nothing to put in there. I don't know. I don't have a website. Blah, blah, blah. You should have a website, but if you don't, here's what to do. Get yourself a WhatsApp group, right? And you can create a link for your WhatsApp group, put it inside your bio. You can create a link for your Facebook group, put it inside the bio. You can create a link for an email list, which is the one I love the most, and that's the one I think that you should definitely have, and put it in your bio. Train your people to click the link in the bio, because this is where we make the money. Right? All right, tell you. Those are like the 2 things I would say.
Well, that was like a mouthful. I asked you for one thing, you give me 3. Value.
Value for money. Value for money.
That's right. And everybody that comes on Coaching by Tamu, when I feature someone, it's because I think they are outstanding at what they do, because I always provide outstanding value. I ain't saying that with no water in my mouth is the truth. So I see some other people on here. Let's see, we have Listed Caribbean join. Thank you for joining. I see my old student and now I'm a client of theirs. Isn't that awesome? My old entrepreneurship student, and now I'm a client of theirs. The old Da Vinci Divines join. Thank you so much. Remember to like and share. I see some hats come up, but there was kind of white.
But then go on to them. What they're sleeping on. We need some hat. Let's see that little hat in the corner. You have to tap it up and you see they take away the color of our hat? It's not white. I mean, what is up with that? Yes, it's not white. It's not the beautiful effervescence of color that used to splash before. I don't know who tell them that is a good idea.
I know, and Caribbean people like color. But anyway, you put up the little piece of white hats there for us. Thank you. Oh, Bel Air SKN says we are paying attention. All right, Bel Air SKN.
Good job. I love that, Bel Air. I love that, Bel Air.
Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm CEO Devonne Adanna. All right, so I want to talk about, we just spoke about how they've modified the platform, and we have these ghost-like hearts, not Caribbean-like at all, right? Like color,
exactly.
Right?
I love that ghost heart.
Yeah, ghost hearts. I want to know where you think Instagram is taking us next. What's the next thing, and who is that next thing for?
All right. So this is my personal opinion, right? But I think that, so I don't know if you all know, but Instagram has added a new feature called Instagram Reels. It's not really available to us here yet, but in essence, you have to understand the history of Instagram in order to understand where they may be going, right? So Instagram came out as it was supposed to be kind of like a Facebook for people who love pictures, right? For photographers and stuff like that. So then Snapchat came up and they were like, oh, you trying to take our market share? You ain't gonna doing that today, right? So what Instagram did was like, okay, well, we're gonna create a Snapchat type feature that is gonna be called stories, right? And so what you're seeing with Instagram is like, let's take the best of what's happening on other platforms and put it into ours. That's why you have IGTV. Oh, you take use YouTube and you gonna have our thing? No. We have a video platform a video element to our thing as well, right? Reels, TikTok. You feel you're gonna come with your little 15-second video and make money on the head? We gonna take that away too, right? So understand the history of Instagram. to me, Instagram is going to go the way it's going to end up becoming like a Facebook, right? Meaning everybody and their mother is going to be on it. It's only a matter of time. All your people remember. I don't know how many of your audience could remember a time when there was no KFC on the island or whatever, whatever fast food restaurant they didn't have, right? You all remember how it was? No, don't bring KFC to St. Kitts. They wouldn't think because they like to cook food. Don't bring me to Tobago. They like to cook food over there. They may go take that away. Don't bring. We all live through these things, but look at all of us now. Some of us have 2, 3, 4, 5 on we island, and we just like, where can they fit another one? And if they could fit another one, they will fit another one, right? I'm saying that to say it's always no in the beginning until it becomes yes, right? Oh, I don't like this new Instagram stories thing. I don't like it. You don't like it? Them pushing it in your face. They're giving it to you every day, right? I don't like this Instagram reel. They're trying to be on TikTok and I don't like it. You don't like it? They're giving it to you every day until you like it, right? So the answer is always going to be no. It's just like how people was like, I don't want to go on Facebook. I don't want that. It's a bacchanal going on there. Tell me who among you know somebody who does not have a Facebook profile. Even if you don't use it, everybody has a Facebook profile. So this is just how the world works. It's always no until it's yes. Do I think Facebook has worked out everything with Instagram? No, right? But they're gonna get better at it. They're gonna perfect it. There's going to be a point where you could run your ads from Instagram, from Facebook, and it's just not gonna matter anymore. You could run it from anywhere and it'll be just as successful no matter where you did it, right? And this is even like Google. When Google first come, people was like, how this Google thing going to be able to think the whole planet? They make them can't do that. And they send a little car and come wrong your street, and now you could see what's happening on your street right now.
Right.
You understand? So don't discount these platforms. They're trying to be all over the world. They're trying to make sure that the entire planet is fair game. The more important is, are you going to be an early adopter, or are you going to be one of those people who said no in the beginning and then had to say yes right at the end, right? So there's no right or wrong. You have to do what's comfortable for you. It's not everything Instagram come out with that you're gonna love, right? But the truth is, when Instagram comes out with something, they keep pushing you towards using that new thing, right? And so when they wherever Instagram is putting their money, when they see that, like when Reels becomes available in the Caribbean, you better use it like your life depended on it. You know why? Because they're gonna push the traffic to you once you're using the things that they come up with, right? Remember, we using their space.
Yeah.
We using their space to siphon their audience. And so you want to think about it that way. Think about the strategy. If you see them putting money towards this thing here, or you see them always trying IGTV roll up to use this thing, because that's where they put in their money, and wherever they put their money, you better put your attention and try to get your people from there as well.
So that's a really good point that I hadn't thought of, that whatever feature that the platform is rolling out, they're going to push the traffic to it because they want themselves to advertise that feature and to get more eyeballs. So if you're not on that feature, then the algorithm won't know who you are, it won't find you, and you'll just be in there, in the cricket zone, right? So that is really a great insight that I had not even considered, and it makes just awesome sense. I see some other people have joined, including my cousin over there in Atlanta, and this is Jeffers 869. We have, sorry, I'm turning my head, people close my phone in there. Right? Nick to love you joined. Remember to share and like. Now, we're in COVID. Could you tell the people what's happening in Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago right now with the COVID? And the follow-up question to that really is, do you think that Instagram as a tool for sales growth will become more important in COVID? times as we continue, like in our end. So as we continue with how did you
Yeah,
enjoy?
I don't even need time. Yes, 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 yes. There's several reasons why that is the case. Sorry, I have a large truck coming up my hill here, so it might be a little noisy. I don't know if you all are hearing it, but yeah. So there's several reasons why this is the case, right? We have to understand the genesis for many of these platforms in order to kind of understand how to position ourselves on it, right? So something like Facebook, it really was not built for a buying situation, right? It really was built for a connection, for a connection. I see okay, you just talked about your cousin who's in Atlanta. Like, it's to connect with these people who seem to be so far. And obviously, the first connection was school, right? It started off with universities, and then so it was more of a connection platform. The buying element of it kind of came after the fact, right? Now, Instagram was technically kind of built for the buy-in, right? So it was a photographer to show off this. But if a photographer could show off this epic landscape, why couldn't a business owner show off this nice dress for sale, right? So it kind of positioned more for sale, and that's why you have so many business accounts that are on here. If you ask a business owner today, which would you rather have, a Facebook page or a business account on Instagram, I think you would find that it would be a no-brainer that I want an Instagram business page. You're getting more the engagement, and if you drive your traffic correctly to outside, it just makes sense. But on a business page, we're not kind of trained to click one thing, and Facebook is so noisy in terms of, like, I'm looking at a business page, but there's several things going on. Like, there's an ad happening on the side here, this happening on, like you can't focus the attention of your follower the same way you can with Instagram, right? And then you can focus the attention of the follower to get them into a customer the same way, for on the both platforms, right? In terms of Tobago right now, I don't know how many of you know or how many of you are from Trinidad and Tobago. We have gone back so we are on our second lockdown basically right now, right? Our numbers are rising. Things are getting a little bit out of control, and not out of control yet, but it's becoming a strain on our hospital system, our medical industry. And so it means that a lot of business owners have had to close doors again. We're not allowing seated dining in restaurants. So it means a lot of it. I saw one of my favorite restaurants today put up a sign that's like, we have to reevaluate where we're going, what our next steps are, right? But I would say, and here's what I would say to business owners who are going through that, where it just doesn't make feasible sense to have to run your business how you did because COVID restrictions or regulations have come into law that make it very difficult for you to conduct your business. And this is something, to me, that all business owners should be contemplating anyway, because COVID taught us that it could just be a matter of time before it's your business, right? Get a digital product. Create a digital product to be sold online. These days, you don't even, you should have a website, but you don't even have to have a website. There's so many opportunities for you to sell it. Right? A genius in everything. I need help, right? I need help with something. I am not a genius. I can't come in here and whip up the world's best chocolate cake for you. And if you're a restaurant owner and that's what you're into, teach people how to make the world's best chocolate cake. Stop thinking to yourself, well, if I teach them that, they wouldn't come to my restaurant. And all these limiting things and excuses that we give ourselves about why we should not, right? No, forget that. There's so many reasons you should. Imagine you create a digital product around that. A real simple one. Maybe say, you don't even sell it for no big set of money. You do a nice little course, or you do an ebook, however you want to do it, right? You could do an ebook that leads to a course, however you want to do, right? And you do that. You know how many people, when COVID is done and you are now ready to open back your doors, will be like, I have to go and eat that cake from her. Because why? She was teaching throughout COVID. She was teaching you how to think. She had a nice little ebook, and I make that cake for my kids, and they enjoy it so much. Like, you have to understand that this platform is about furthering your reach past where you could have even imagined. Imagine when I created Hello Tobago, it wasn't to say I'm gonna talk to this person in St. Kitts and I'm gonna know this person in Barbados. It never occurred to me, but it evolved to that because I was willing to share my information, share my content, share what I knew about Instagram for business. And I'm still doing that because I know it comes back to you. So I want you to treat Instagram for business as though it's like your karma machine. This is the place where you create good karma for your business, like giving out that information, but having your digital product on the side that says, hey, you want to learn more about this? I have an ebook that I think, or I have a course on this. Tamu is really, really good at that, right? I have a course on this. I could do one-on-one coaching with you on this, right? I could do a Zoom call or phone calls to help you make this chocolate cake for your husband because it's on their anniversary and they have a special whatever coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You have to see this Instagram thing as basically your Venus flytrap to get all the people in. That's right. Get them all in and have them coming to you much easier than if you was like, I have a restaurant, come and eat at my restaurant. I have a restaurant, come eat at my restaurant. I have a restaurant. No, right. Do you need to learn about how to make a great pasta? Do you need to know how to make a whatever? You know, to make a good oil down? You want that, whatever it is. And bring them in that way so that you have an audience. Without an audience to listen to you, it's very hard to sell, right? It's going to be really significantly difficult to sell.
Yes.
So that is what is the state of affairs, and that's how business owners need to be thinking about this Instagram for business.
Now, I find that in the Caribbean, and you'll give me your thoughts, we do have an appetite for being online, but we don't have as great an appetite for buying online. Have you found that in your experience?
I do. We are very distrustful of these platforms and buying, right? Buying online, which makes historical sense, right? Because it's not like we are a credit society like maybe the US or these other countries would be. But I do find that what has made it easier to me is Amazon, meaning people are very willing to make purchases on Amazon, right? And so I think, and so I think people have become more and more sensitized to the idea of making purchases online. I mean, definitely in Trinidad and Tobago, like, because a lot of people are like, well, I don't think Tobagonians have credit cards. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes we make assumptions about our own, you know, because we like them, they don't have it. I have one, right? You have one, but somehow you just decide that nobody else has, right?
Your friend don't have, your neighbor don't have.
Right. You just make these decisions. So I definitely think, but I always feel there's a way around these things. Like, meaning, even if let me say you have a digital product or whatever, and the person, like, because this happens to me all the time, the person is like, I don't have a credit card, can I do a local bank transfer? And I'm like, sure, do a local bank transfer. Our banks are still open, you know, even if unlimited hours, some of them. But banks still open. Don't say to yourself, well, I'm only accepting credit cards, or I'm only accepting the money this way. And also did something that Tamu was good, because when I looked at Tamu, because I was like, wait, you could purchase in EC and you could purchase in US, and she makes it easy for you to be able to give her money, right? And that's more how we should be thinking about it. Don't think about that. This person don't have credit cards, or this is all you're doing there is creating obstacles. What you need to say is, oh, what way? Because I would always say that. I'm like, you can pay this way, or local transfer can be accepted, or however you want to give me the money for me to be able to serve you. Right? So I know you're right that people have that in their mind, but I just think I really do think it's over a matter of time. You'll see more people having it, but a lot of times it's our internal thing that says, I don't think she have a card. I don't think this one have a card, right? forget that. Just figure out what way they could give you money other than giving you by the card.
Correct.
Right?
So
However that happens.
Yafin says on here, it helps to listen to your customer. They tell you what they prefer and you just adjust. And I've always said that the place where you should have the least friction between you and your customer is that payment piece. If you make it difficult for people to figure out how to pay you, then they ain't gonna pay you. You understand?
Yes,
They ain't gonna pay
yes,
you.
I agree.
So you tell them, well, you know, how you want to pay. And I have a
Exactly.
online class and I speak about that. And I say, you have to, you know, give people a variety of ways to pay. And I sent out
That's
a
it.
post in my email list, to my email list, I think maybe a month, 2 months ago, because one of the major providers is down with the digital wallet. And I said, no, put all your eggs in one basket. Well, don't. Right? So now you who want to pay you online can't pay you online because you haven't figured out additional ways for people to pay you online. There's PayPal. If you are an American citizen, there's Stripe. There's mobile banking. If people want to go and stand up in the line, I have customers that pay for coaching like that. They prefer for some reason to go and make a deposit. All right, go make a deposit. Send me the link, the picture of the receipt. Protect your money. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I 1,000% agree.
yeah. So
The friction, reducing that friction.
Yeah, you have to reduce that friction piece, because if I can't pay you, I move on to somebody who I can pay.
Can pay. Exactly. And this, you see, that is why I'm like, you really need to understand who your customer is. And I'm so glad that Yapin said that. You know, you really, this is all about your customer. Remember, when we as business owners decide we're going to open these businesses, what we really say is, I'm good at this thing and I would like to serve somebody with this thing. And I'm not serving them according to my way, meaning, well, I only accept wherever, which, and that's fine. If that's how you want to run your business, that's okay. But I'm saying, if I'm saying to you, I'm serving you with this talent that I have, how would you best, right, need me to serve you? And you work with that. Hey, Owen Bruce, how you doing? Yeah. Owen is one of my very good
awesome. Thank
the HT this Islander.
Thanks for
all right, I really love that. Give them give them every option to give you the money. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I'm like, how you want to pay? You want to pay cash? Well, drop it off at my dad's office in an envelope with my name. I'll take that cash too.
My money? Exactly. Exactly.
I'll take that cash.
Yeah.
Yes. Now,
but wait, just now, and I want to make the point with that, right? So this is the thing. This is why you want to have as many pieces of real estate across the internet as possible. Somebody, right, may be a reader. Somebody may be a person who consumes via video.
Yeah.
Somebody may be a person who likes to listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Don't create no friction for them to be able to consume your content. Give them the content however it makes sense for them. As a mommy of two, if I cook in a Saturday soup or whatever, I need to have a radio going, or, well, not radio, but I may be willing to consume your content by our podcast versus because I don't have time to sit down and watch your video, right? But I can have it running in the background while I'm doing what I have to do. So it's the same idea. I can give them several options to accept money, for you to accept money from them, but also give them several options to consume your content. And Instagram is just one more place that you can do that for them. But you have to do it with the little strategy and understanding the history of the platform, what the platform is created to do, so that when you put your content there, it makes sense in the context that already exists.
I like that. And, you know, I was an educator. I still consider myself an educator because all that I do, even though I'm not doing it in a brick and mortar school anymore, is educate and help other people. And one of the key components of education is that every person has a different learning style. And so as a teacher, you have to be able to present your content in the classroom in different ways. So some people like to write notes, right? They like to listen. Some people need a handout. Some people need a video resource. And so really, when what you're saying makes absolute sense from an educational perspective, because it is true. We all have different learning styles. Now,
Yeah.
I feel like you can tell us, where do you think the next, like, do you think that Instagram will remain the queen of the social media for Caribbean businesses? Because I know everybody over there TikToking, but for Caribbean businesses, do you think that Instagram has some longevity left in it?
Listen, okay, so I love this question, and here, and you know me, I always quick with the analogy to show you how this could work, right? There are so many people who would probably in your audience would say email. Like, who reads email? Like, I have a friend, she owns a business, and you will not catch her dead. I'm just beg her. I'm like, you need to create an email list. And she's just like, no, no one, I don't read emails, and nobody I know reads emails, and the kids today don't read emails, and nobody's gonna read emails, and just on and on as to why emails is not. But let me tell all you something about email, right? Okay? That is where the fortune is. That is where you are going to find your people. Because once you've created a, I want you to think about this way. It's like if you've put a net out, right? So imagine the Instagram is your net, right? And all these little fish in your net, right? You want a place to hold the fish, right? Because you need them alive. You're in killing them, right? You need them alive. So you put them in a container where they can swim around. If they come, they like a post, and then they move on with their life, they haven't come into the container, then how are you going to constantly feed them and constantly nurture a relationship with them so that they can feed you over the long haul? You understand? So that is what you're doing when you are creating this email list. And email is just as relevant today as it was in 1991 when it first started popping up, right? And here's the thing. So when you think about whether Instagram is going to remain the queen or whatever, I am saying to you that in the future, it may become more difficult to attract a person on Instagram. But that's only because you don't yet understand what the new technique is for doing so, right? Because there are people who would tell you today, Instagram ain't even like how it used to be. Long time you post something and everybody used to see. I saw a post like that on TikTok today where somebody was like, oh, long time you used to get more than 10% of people checking out your Instagram. Today, you ain't even getting that. But what we don't recognize is two things. One, you have to pay to play. We are on somebody else's platform. We are out here fishing for our customers on somebody else's waters, right? So you have to play by their rules. So whatever their new rules are that they come up with, then you have to play by that. But you see, the moment you catch the fish and you put it over in the other side, which is your email list or wherever, those are your rules now, right? Those are you. You could do what you want over on your side, right? That's like if I invited Tamu to send an email to my people, I would have a strict regulation around how she would engage with them. Why? Because now she's coming into my domain. You understand? So, which makes sense. So we need to. So the issue is not whether or not Instagram is gonna remain the darling, because I don't think it's hit its peak in the Caribbean yet. Maybe you could say it hit its peak other places, but in the Caribbean, I definitely don't think that. I think we have a ways to go, probably at least another 5 to 10 years, right? To go before it does that. And even when it hits its peak, it's not that it has hit its peak. It's that you have to do something new because it's an older platform to attract the attention. Just like Facebook. Facebook, I used to love it. I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing. When I first saw Instagram, I was like, you, oh, no. But now look at me. Love it. I don't want to hear nothing about Facebook. But it's not that Facebook doesn't work, right? It's not that it doesn't work. It's just that I don't have the patience with making that work anymore because I'm just in love with what Instagram is able to do or how it's able to help me build a brand on the platform. And so I don't think it's a matter of what. It's just a matter of it evolving and new things, new systems, new. I might be telling you, don't post the stories 5 years from now because that ain't gonna help you get your attention. You know, you never know. But you just have to be able to use what it is that makes sense on the platform.
All right, so I see people jumping in. So we have Absolutely Saying Sound Stuff, Paper Heart 3 just joined as well. I think up above I saw Insight to Marketing just joining as well. And
hi guys.
Hi everybody. If you're just joining, it's Dr. Tamu Petra Brown, Coaching by Tamu, Innovative Education and Training, here with the founder of ht.biz Island on Instagram. She is the Instagram queen. I said, girl, you're a rock star. She told me she preferred dance hall queen. So we're calling her Miss Devonne Adanna, the dance hall queen of Instagram, which is very fitting because, you know, we about the Caribbean people home and abroad in the diaspora. If we hear anything, we have in tropical storm. So that's the rate.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about what you said about email lists and email marketing. And it's really important because I'm always telling people that, remember, like you were saying, you do not own the platforms that you're on. You don't own Facebook, you don't own Instagram, you don't own TikTok, you don't own any of these things. And so all of the work that you're doing on there could be lost one day. It could be that you get blocked or kicked off, right? It could be that maybe the platform doesn't work for you anymore. You're trying to do something else, okay? And where in the world are you going to get the people back from if you never engaged them in the first place and you didn't put them in your funnel? So that's
right.
I want to say on that. Oh my goodness, it's like raining. My son is going to.
Yeah, I'm hearing it. Yeah.
I'm gonna shut everything down for, and I will, you know, come a little closer. Tamu, could you pull the windows, right? And the next thing I want to talk about is the fact that people don't realize that you pull them down, that you have to engage in like conversational commerce, right? Conversational commerce. So it's not just
like that too.
Right, conversational commerce. You cannot just put up things and run go, right? Like you said, you have to pull the people in and then continue to have conversations with them. But how are you going to have conversations if you don't have them anywhere? All right. So we only have 9 seconds, so we gotta say bye. It was great.
Thank you.
Bye.